to my garden. So today I'm going to plant few things, and I'm going to show you the area that I'm going to work into my garden. But before we start, I always like to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel and giving me all the likes and sending me messages. It's really wonderful to read all of your messages. It's nice to be connected, and also you're giving me an opportunity to bring you more videos, which is always just so wonderful to me. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing today. This is the bed that I'm working on today a little bit, because this bed has been kind of a problem bed a little bit for me. I've planted a few things, it hasn't been very successful, and then also this area is the base of this huge pine trees. And again, I keep saying this in every video because the guys have promised me to come and cut this tree, but they've been really busy. They've been kind of postponing every week. I'm hoping, they said the first of next month they will be here to help me cut some more trees. And so one that we have to cut is this tree right here, because you can see it's leaning over, and I'm really worried that this will fall if we have really strong winds. Also, this area here, last year we removed, I think, two trees, sweetie, two or three trees they were similar to this pine tree. And as we opened, this area started to become actually a nice sunny area where I can be a little more successful planting um, planting some perennials. So last year I planted 4 roses in this area, 4 David Aston roses. So I have 2 grays right here, which is it has that beautiful apricot color, and then in the middle another rose called Molyneux is the also David Aston rose, and it's really beautiful. It has a deep yellowish apricot color. And then of course right here you can see it's Lady Emma, which is also another beautiful David Aston rose. So in this area I planted salvias last year. So you can see I have two, I think it's called blue crystal salvias. One is already starting to bloom this year, and they have been they just haven't been doing that great, just because of the lighting in this area. It's been under the trees. They get very little light. So that's what I'm trying to do, is by removing those trees, hopefully will bring more light and more water to this garden. Also here I have daylilies, orange double daylilies, which are always beautiful when they open, and they spread themselves everywhere. So I try to keep it contained as possible. Also in this bed I have 2 peonies. I have another hybrid rose, hybrid tea rose. Also, last year I planted Japanese maple, Tumble's red sentinel, which is going to be very narrow and tall tree, which would be perfect for this area to bring the height and the color. Here I have some peonies, but also previous years I've planted cannas here. And I also have some dahlias. So you can see I have some bamboo shoots here that I planted for support, and they're already starting to pop out. I went ahead and pinched them already, hoping that they will, grow and do well. However, we've been having so much rain this spring. You can see the roses are already starting to get some rain damage and start yellowing a little bit. So I've been treating them with fungicide and trying to remove as many as the yellow spotted leaves as possible, and destroying them. I'm really hoping not to spread until the rainy seasons will pass, and hopefully everything will be back in order again. But in the meantime, while we've been having lots of rain, we also have lots of slugs, which is I have been throwing a bunch of if you guys have been following my videos, I use lots of eggshells, etc., trying to do as organic as possible. And if it gets really severe, then I do use some organic type granules to deter them. But it is impossible, such a big garden. I can't just completely damage will happen. That's what I'm trying to say. No matter what you do, damage will happen in some level. So you can see I have been having some damage on my salvias, and then some of the hostas have been getting damaged and stuff. and I'm okay with some of them as long as it doesn't get so severe. I'm okay with few plants here or there being damaged. It's garden, it's a nature. It is, it's not possible to completely do everything perfectly. But in this area, you can also see some of the dahlias also have been damaged by slugs a little bit. I do need to throw some granules here. However, what I wanted to say is that I planted Kana here a while back, and I haven't been happy with it. Or maybe it just didn't do well in this area because this area gets quite dry, because you can see it's the base of the large trees. I'm sure the trees take most of the moisture from the ground in this area, and it really, this area gets very dry. Since we started cutting the trees, it seemed like we are getting more rainfall here, which helps with the moisture, because in previous times even the trees won't allow too much rain to go on this they don't receive as much rain either, because the trees protected, from the water. So now they get a little more moisture, and but I'm not sure about the Kanas. So what I wanted to do is spruce up this bed just a little more, and I was thinking I wanted to plant more interesting plants as a companion plant to these beautiful roses that I have. Since we are getting everything in order, I think they will do really well here. So what I'd like to do today is, first I'd like to go dig out the Kanas and see what's going on with the Kanas, because literally last year they didn't do anything for me. They barely came up. They didn't flower. So what I think I need to do, if they are still doing okay, I might have to go ahead and remove them and then take them up in a more sunnier spot where they can receive perhaps more water, and also get more sun where they can thrive. So they haven't done well here, and that's what I want to address. Dig them out, check what's going on, and then if they are in a healthy condition, I just need to transplant them. In the meantime, what I'd like to do here is plant new plants, which I think will be really, really pretty. So I wanted to show you that I believe it's we have 6 lobelias that I'm going to plant. Now these are beautiful lobelias. It's a grandii vedrariensis, and here, let me show you. Um, this is I think it's going to be really beautiful. Now last year I experienced with hardy lobelias or perennial lobelias in the different areas of my garden. One is the cardinal, which is the red one, and then I have another one that it's more of a deep pink color. It's a beautiful leaves, and if you can come this way, I can show you the ones that are coming out in the garden in this area that are also doing really, really good. You see these ones, and I will post the picture name for you. This is a hardy lobelia, um, and these ones have red foliage. You can see they're really beautiful. I planted them last year in this bed, and I thought it would be really pretty. They also have a long flowering season, which is really nice. They start early, midsummer or early summer, and then they continue on until late summer, which will give a really nice flower season for us in a bed as a perennial plant. So I have 3. Now this one is a similar one. I had such a great luck with them. I literally haven't done anything to them. They've been um, very, very robust and disease free, no maintenance whatsoever. They've done really well. So I decided to plant more of them. Now this one is going to be more of a purplish blue color, which I'm excited about this one. And I thought that would be really pretty because the David Austin roses that I have planted here, they are more of a peachy, kind of yellowy, peachy, apricot color. And I think having these companion plants in between these roses will look really, really beautiful with a color as a color combination. So also, I wanted to tell you that these lobelias also are very hardy. They are hardy to zone 3 to 8. So any of you guys live in colder zones, for example, in Colorado, I didn't know about this plant. I wish I did. It was I was in zone 5, and it was always difficult to find plants interesting plants to plant. So this one would be really great for those zones. Also, they will probably get about 2 to 4 feet tall, and they don't get super wide, so they're great plants to plant in between the plants to bring a companionship, to bring the harmony to the larger flowering shrubs and plants or flowers like roses, etc. So I think these are going to be really pretty. So I have 6 of them, and I'd like to go in between those roses and plant them in between. So when they flower together, they will just bring beautiful harmony to the colors of the roses. Also, another new plant that I'm going to plant today, which is very interesting to me. Did I bring that here? Oh yeah, it's right here. So this one is very interesting to me, and I'm excited to try. This is called, I don't even know if I can say this, Thalictrum purple wings. And we'll post a picture for you so you can see. This one is really, I think it's going to be great. First of all, look at the leaf structure. I really, really like how beautiful the foliage is on its own. And so this will get about meter tall. And I'm sorry, I forgot to look for the hardiness, but no, I think I did. It was hardiness to zone 6, I believe. So this will get about 1 meter tall, loves the sun, and it has this beautiful, airy, smaller purplish flowers. Almost look like a columbine, I guess I should say. That has that columbine look, but it does have a pretty good long flowering season. It looks like, and it likes the sun, so it doesn't get super white. This is one of those really great companion plants, I think, to plant in between those little bare areas in a garden and let it to harmonize and kind of work with all the other large plants that you have in a garden. I think this is going to be one of those beautiful plants. And so I'm thinking this one to plant in this sunny bed that I have. Now I have quite a few roses here, but I think I have a bird feed right here, so I think I might move that into maybe closer to this side, and then I'd like to plant this one right in this area here because I have liatris there. Look at we have an oriental poppy with a bumblebee in it that is blooming right there. It's such a gorgeous time of the year. We have peonies. I think this is Japanese variety, and I don't know the name because this was a while back when I spot Japanese beetle, I think. Hang on. And this is not what I want in my garden. I hope, I think it is, yes. Oh, so I have been picking these guys up. There is also smaller ones and they eat my roses. Look at this one. So they have been eating my roses and I've been picking them off my plants. There is another smaller variety that I think I showed you in my last rose video that I let him go and then I realized, yes, that was not a good bug. And it's a black, but it has a white spots, and they're just another variety of these guys that eat my plants. So hang on 1 second. Let me put this away. Hi, baby. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I think this is going to be really pretty because I have a David Austin Rose Bascabel that I just planted here last early this spring, actually, I think. And that's going to be quite big, but it has a beautiful corally pink color, and I think this will be really pretty right here. Anyway, that's what's going on. We'll get to work and see what's going on with these canas and then get them going. Oh, before I start, I wanted to show the roses that are blooming really beautiful. They're so beautiful right now. First of all, check out these roses that I have. They're so pretty. These are Leonardo da Vinci roses that I planted was it last year or the year before? I think maybe it was in the fall. And this year they're doing phenomenal, beautiful. They last quite a long time on the stems, which I love that about the roses. They don't just drop their petals very quickly. And then I was able to get up there and finally trim this Rambler rose, which is a Lady Banks rose, and I absolutely adore this rose. George finally finished the top of the pergola, which looks really, really nice. He put all the everything is in place. They're not going to move now, and so I started training the climbing rose on top of the pergola, and I'm hoping to continue on because this is a really large rose. They will take over this pergola. So I started trimming, and I have one more long stem that goes towards the fence. I kind of left that because it was such a healthy shoot. I really didn't want it to cut, and I decided maybe I'll just leave it there and continue on a fence. But now I'm thinking maybe I should remove it just because I like the continuation of this bed. So I might leave that. But there is a David Austin rose that's opening here. It's really, really pretty. I think this is called Jubilee Celebration. And this one is a very beautiful rose. I don't see them around anymore. I don't know if they discontinued this rose or not, but I feel very, very fortunate to be able to buy this last year. I have two in the garden and I absolutely love them. They are so unique and beautiful. And then one other hybrid tea that I wanted to show you today that bloomed so well this year. It's absolutely gorgeous. Um, Really quick, this one is also David Austin rose that is blooming now, and this one was not Dorsey, Thomas, I think. I'll put the name. We'll pop the name on the screen for you because I can't remember right now. I think Thomas Abaket, I believe. Thomas Abaket is this one, but it has a really beautiful color. They're not the flowers are not as big, but they're just beautiful, and the color is very deep fuchsia color. It's really pretty. And here you can see Claire Austin. I think you will see me planting Claire Austin again this year in the garden just because look at the structure. Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? And it did really well in a vase as well. I brought them in and I made arrangement in a vase this year with eucalyptus, combination of eucalyptus leaves and or eucalyptus branches with Claire Austin, and it looked so beautiful, and it lasted quite a while. So I'm going to plant more now. Usually, just to let you know, Claire Austin usually is a climber, and it will get to about 200 centimeters tall, about 2 meters or so. But this particular one that I found is grafted in a root. Uh, that is going to stay as a shrub, which will be only 1 meter tall, will just be shrub rose, which really nice. I can have that, and I don't have a structure for climbing. Okay, one more rose that I wanted to show you. It's a hybrid tea, and I don't know the name of that rose because I planted this rose while back before I was going to start creating videos. But this year it just looks so beautiful. It has so many blooms. I wanted to show you just really quick how beautiful this rose is. And honestly, today they're a lot more open, but yesterday they were absolutely stunning. We just couldn't get to doing the video yesterday because we were busy, but most of them was kind of in this um, stage of the bud, and this was just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just so amazed how well this rose did for me this year. And I wanted to show you some of the Japanese beetle damage. I've been picking them off my roses to keep them looking beautiful, but I'm not sure if I have any that has damaged. Maybe Here you can see maybe just a little bit right here. This is what they do. So they get inside and they start tearing all the petals, eating all the petals from the inside. So you have to kind of check them, and they like to get right in the center before they're even fully open. So you can't even see them until the entire bud is damaged. So they would get in, they will drill a hole, and they will go inside of your rose. And if you see the signs of them, then you have to make sure that you try to gently open your bud and try to remove them from there. So in order to keep the flowers looking beautiful. So okay, so I went ahead and finished planting everything. So I'll show you where they had to go. So I decided to go ahead and move salvia. I had two crystal blue salvia. I think that's called crystal fountain salvia or crystal blue. I'll check it out for you. If you're interested, let me know. So I moved one here, and then I moved the other one here. And you can see it has really pretty blue color, but it's more of a sky blue, a little purplish tone to it. It's a little lighter color, but it's really pretty. It hasn't done much in this bed, so I'm hoping, to see them do well, since I went ahead and transplanted a little more, gave them a little more space, and they're not just being smothered by these daylilies here. And in this bed, you can see I planted one lobelia here. I grouped three on this side of the roses, and then I have two I planted here. There's another one right there by the Lady Emma rose right on the side of there. So and I'm hoping that they do really well. If I need to add more, I could probably add more. Honestly, I could probably plant another one there, but I'd like to keep in mind that these roses actually will get big, so the Lady Emma will actually take a good spot here. And so I went ahead and dug out all the cannas that they weren't doing well. And you can see, I like to use gloves. Um, so you can see they're doing really good. They're coming up, they're starting to grow, and the roots or rhizomes are doing really well. They're very healthy. The problem is, I believe they just don't get as much sun as they need to grow in this spot. And then also, as I was digging out, it was really, really dry. So I think that's probably part of it. And I know that cannas really like lots of water. So I think I will take them a little more sunnier spot, replant them there, and then also hopefully, as I give them more water, they will probably thrive. These are actually really beautiful cannas. I purchased them in a garden center a while back, and they have a really beautiful, vibrant color to their flowers. So I think they will do really well. So I have them in this container, and I also took some of the daylilies here, which I'm going to replant in a different spot of the garden. I think this is going to be really good, and I am really happy because I was going to tackle this bed. Over time, it has evolved and improved, but I really needed something else here. As I planted my roses, this bed has started to do much more beautiful, and also as the trees are starting to give them a little more, by removing the trees, we have more light, so this bed is starting to turn into a really beautiful bed. As you can see here, I have another hybrid tea that is really beautiful, but it struggled over time because, we had another two trees here that were blocking the sun. But since we've moved them, you can see that it's starting to shoot out, and it's starting to create more branches. It's branching out, so it's going to be a lot better with the sunlight. Um, so I planted the Thalictrum purple wings right here, and I forgot to show you that before I started wrapping up. But I planted right here, and I think it's going to be really pretty because it will get about meter tall. Will stay very narrow. Has those beautiful um, smaller leaves, which will bring airiness to this bed, and I think it will complement the roses really well, and the dahlias and elaeatris, etc. will be beautiful harmony here with this plant. So that's where it went. I haven't watered it yet. I need to go ahead and give them really good water. So just before I wrap up my video, I forgot to show you something that I wanted to show you. Some of these roses that I have one right here, but let's go this way because my formal rose garden is doing really beautiful, and I'd like to kind of finish on this tone. These are hybrid tea roses called Boreal, and I believe the creator of this rose is a Tantao, and I hope I'm saying that right because I think he's a Japanese rose creator, and I wanted to show you how beautiful these roses are. Now these are really finicky roses, have been difficult for me. They like to get fungus very easily. I planted them just because I saw here in France in one of the flower shows, and I absolutely fell in love with them. I decided to create this entire garden specifically for them. But they have been, as I said, finicky, but it's been worth it to me to struggle and try to keep them healthy as possible just because I really, really love them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found some things that are very helpful to you, new information or new plants. So you have a wonderful week or day. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them, of course. Give my videos thumbs up, send me messages, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.